Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, and today we're going to take a look at the 40 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the PWCC weekly auction that ended on December 10th. And we'll kick today's list off in the 1980s at number 40 with this 1989 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker number 3. This was a BGS 8.5 and it sold for $19.20. Up next at number 39 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Skybox card number 31. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for just over $20. We're headed back 1 year at number 38 with Michael Jordan's 1991 Skybox card number 39. This card was in a SGC 9.5 and it also sold for $20.40. We get a basketball card we don't see very often on these weekly lists at number 37. With this 1994 Upper Deck USA Gold Medal Michael Jordan, card number 85. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $21.60. Up next at number 36 is this 1991 Nike High Flying 89 featuring Michael Jordan and Spike Lee, card number 2. This was a PSA 8 and it sold for $21.60. Coming in at number 35 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Hoops USA card with card number 579. This was a PSA 9 and it also sold for $21.60. Up next at number 34 is Michael Jordan's 1990 Collegiate Collections North Carolina, card number 44. This was a PSA 9 and it also sold for $21.60. We're headed to the inaugural 1992 Upper Deck basketball set at number 33. With Michael Jordan's card number 425. This Jordan was in a PSA 9 and it sold for $22.80. Coming in at number 32 is this 1992 Ultra Michael Jordan card number 27. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $22.80. We get another Dream Team card at number 31 with Michael Jordan's 1991 Hoops McDonald's USA, card number 55. This was a PSA 9 and it also sold for $22.80. And we're headed to the 1991 Hoops basketball set to kick off the top 30 with this Michael Jordan card number 317. This was a PSA 9 and it also sold for $22.80. Up next at number 29 is this 1994 Collector's Choice Silver Michael Jordan card number 204. This silver was in a BGS 8.5 and it sold for $24 even. Coming in at number 28 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1993 Upper Deck basketball set with card number 23. This was also a PSA 9, and it sold for $25.20. Up next at number 27 is this 1993 Topps Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $25.20. We're headed back to the 1980s at number 26 with this 1989 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 200. This was a PSA 9, and it also sold for $25.20. Up next at number 25 is this 1992 Upper Deck Fanimation featuring Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, card number 510. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $26.40. We're headed back to the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set at number 24, this time with Michael Jordan's All-Star card with card number 21. This was a PSA 9, and it also sold for $26.40. We get another Michael Jordan All-Star card at number 23, this time from the 1990 Hoops basketball set with card number 5. This was an SGC 9.5, and it sold for $27.60. Up next at number 22 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Stadium Club, card number 210. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $28.80. Coming in at number 21 is this 1991 Hoops McDonald's Michael Jordan, card number 5. This was also a PSA 9, and it sold for $30 even. And we're back to the inaugural 1991 Upper Deck basketball set to kick off the top 20 with this Magic Johnson versus Michael Jordan, card number 34. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $36. Hey guys, I think on card number 26 I accidentally said the inaugural 1992 Upper Deck basketball set, and I just caught the mistake now as I read this card off. Make that back-to-back Junk Wax era basketball cards featuring Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan at number 19. This time from the 1991 Hoops basketball set with card number 542. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $42 even. Coming in at number 18 is Michael Jordan's card from the inaugural 1993 Finest basketball set with card number 1. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $43.20. Coming in at number 17 is this 1989 Collegiate Collections North Carolina Michael Jordan, card number 18. This was a PSA 10, and it also sold for $43.80. We get another Michael Jordan All-Star card at number 16, this time from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 120. This was a PSA 7, and it sold for just short of $50. Up next at number 15 is this 1993 Skybox Premium Michael Jordan, card number 14. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $55.20. Coming in at number 14 is this 1991 Nike Do You Know 90 Michael Jordan and Spike Lee, card number 3. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $57.60. We're headed back to the 1989 Fleer basketball set at number 13, this time with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 21. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $58.80. Up next at number 12 is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, card number 462. This was also a PSA 10, and it sold for $67.20. Coming in at number 11 is Michael Jordan's Beam Team insert from the 1993 Stadium Club basketball set with card number 4. This insert was ungraded but authenticated by NBA, and it sold for $76.80. We're headed back to the 1991 Upper Deck basketball set to kick off the top 10, this time with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 44. This Jordan was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $76.80. Up next at number 9 is this 1992 Upper Deck featuring Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, card number 62. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $91.20. We're headed to the inaugural 1992 Stadium Club basketball set at number 8 with Michael Jordan's card number 210. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $126. Coming in at number 7 is this 1994 Finest Michael Jordan, card number 331. This Jordan had the protective coating in a PSA 9, and it sold for $144. Up next at number 6 is this 1993 Stadium Club Beam Team Michael Jordan, card number 4. This Jordan insert was in a PSA 8, and it sold for $180. Alright guys, I have 10 bonus Michael Jordan cards to share with you guys today. And we'll start off with this 1991 Upper Deck Award Winner Holograms, card number AW4. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for just short of $20. For our second bonus card, I ran across Michael Jordan's 1992 Topps Archives, card number 52. This was a PSA 7, and it sold for $14.40. Anytime I do bonus cards, I'm always looking for cards we don't see on a weekly basis. And honestly, I don't think we've ever seen this one since I started covering these PWCC weekly auctions. So we get this 1993 Upper Deck Mr. June checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number MJ10. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $14.40. We'll stick to the mid-90s for our fourth bonus card with this 1994 Skybox Emotion Michael Jordan, card number 100. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $14.40. For our fifth bonus card, I ran across this 1991 Nike Stay in School 91 Michael Jordan and Spike Lee, card number 4. This one doesn't pop up very often, and this was in only a PSA 5, but it's still sold for $13.20. For our sixth bonus card, we're heading to the 1992 Ultra Basketball set with Michael Jordan's card number 216. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $10.80. And for our last 4 bonus cards, I was looking for some under $10. And we'll start off with this 1991 Fleer Michael Jordan card number 29. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $9.60. For our 8th bonus card, I found this 1993 Skybox Premium Michael Jordan card number 45. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $9.60. For our 9th bonus card, I ran across this 1993 Ultra Michael Jordan card number 30. This was also a PSA 8, and it also sold for just short of $10. And for our 10th and final bonus card, I don't run across this one too often. We get this 1992 Topps Beam Team featuring Kevin Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Dennis Rodman with card number 3. This was also a PSA 8, and it sold for $8.40. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is Michael Jordan's sticker from the 1987 Fleer basketball set with sticker number 2. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for just short of $200. And for another classic Fleer Michael Jordan, up next at number 4 is his 1990 Fleer card number 26. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $216. Coming in at number 3 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 17. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $240. And we're headed back 1 year at number 2 with Michael Jordan's 1987 Fleer basketball card with card number 59. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $348. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1992 Fleer Team Leader Michael Jordan card number 4. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $4,560. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.